How's it going, everybody? Justin and Nick back from Air Max, and today we have the second of our NBA preview videos. Today we are featuring the Los Angeles Lakers. So, the 2018-2019 season for the Lakers can be described as failing to meet very high expectations. Following the signing of LeBron James, the Lakers had very high hopes coming into this year. After a strong start to the year, they were decimated by injuries, and then they were knocked out of the playoff contention by March. When the dust settled, the Lakers finished with just 37 wins, and that was good enough for a 10th place finish in the Western Conference. Now, here is what the 2019-2020 season will look like for the Los Angeles Lakers. Nick, talk to me about the 2019 NBA draft.
So for the 2019 NBA draft, the Lakers sent their first round pick to the Pelicans for Anthony Davis. And in the second round, with pick 46, they got Talen Horton-Tucker. He's a 6'4" guard but has a 7-foot wingspan that allowed him to put up good steal and block numbers in his 1 year at Iowa State. Can guard both guard spots and possibly small forward. Intriguing prospect for the Lakers to develop.
So yes, that first round pick ended up being DeAndre Hunter. All right, let's talk about the free agency and trades recap. So the big one, that Anthony Davis trade. And there's a lot of stuff that went into this trade, so I hope you guys can follow along. So in order to get Anthony Davis, they had to trade Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram, the draft rights for what ended up being DeAndre Hunter, which is pick number 4, the 2021 Lakers protected first-round pick, the right to swap first-round picks in 2023, the 2024 Los Angeles Lakers first-round pick, cash from the Lakers, and cash from the Wizards, oddly enough. So I hope you guys can follow along. Sometimes NBA trades get a little confusing with the fact that they just included 10 random things in there. But I think this is a win-win-win. Shout out Michael Scott from The Office. LeBron finally gets another superstar to play with. The Pelicans get 4 very solid players to add to their sneaky good roster, and the Lakers can finally compete in the Western Conference, or they finally can say that they can actually compete in the Western Conference. So yeah, Anthony Davis just completely transformed this franchise, I think, Nick.
Yeah, I think the Anthony Davis trade was a huge win for the Lakers. It really makes them, or it gives them that formidable duo to compete in the age of the duos in the NBA. And I don't think they really gave up too much, especially because, like, Lonzo, he's good, but he wasn't that great yet, and he was starting to have injury concerns. And the Lakers are probably going to be a pretty good team for a while to come, so it's not like they're really losing much in the draft with giving up all those picks. So I think Anthony Davis really could put them over the top, especially with some of the other signings that they had.
Right, and I think we've seen the league shift from the era of the big three into the big two, or the dynamic duo. So yeah, LeBron and Anthony Davis, I think, will be the perfect tandem together. So here are some of the guys they re-signed and brought back. They have to, you can't field a basketball team with just 2 guys. I don't know if you know that or not. But they re-signed Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, JaVale McGee, Alex Caruso, and Rajon Rondo. All those guys were kind of low money deals. But here's an interesting one that I want to get your take on. They re-signed DeMarcus Cousins they signed DeMarcus Cousins for 1 year, $3.5 million. Look, I mean, Anthony Davis has said he doesn't want to play the 5, he wants to play the 4. But I mean, is Boogie healthy enough to be your starting center, you think?
I don't know if he's healthy enough, but they're not really spending enough money to really worry about him getting hurt. Now, if he gets hurt, that sucks. But what if they're spending $3.5 million and they get All-Star Boogie? Then that's a pretty big deal. If they can get him get him playing back in peak shape, then they're getting a steal, and that'll really open things up, because then they might even have a big 3. And they might have their own big 3. Now, that's kind of a stretch, and I doubt that'll happen. Boogie's coming off some major injuries and still some minor ones from last year. So we'll see what he can do. But hopefully he has a good year, and that could really help the Lakers.
Right, and so I doubt they'd want to roll JaVale McGee out there as their starting big man. But I just think it'll be hard with Anthony Davis and LeBron being so ball dominant that I don't know how it's going to work with Boogie, because he kind of needs to have the ball in his hands a lot to be worth a lot. So with those 2 guys out there, I don't know how that's really going to play out. So then they signed Danny Green for a 2-year contract for $30 million. This is immediately after Kawhi went to the other LA team, the Clippers, so that they immediately shifted into Plan B. 2 for 30 is not bad. Lockdown 3-point shooter with playoff experience, but he doesn't actually project to be in the starting 5, as we'll get to in a moment. But what do you think about Danny Green?
See, I really like Danny Green, and I think this is what the Lakers needed last year. They needed a veteran who can shoot, who can help with the locker room, especially having so many young guys like they did. And now that the Lakers are getting a little more older, with some veteran help, I think that this will be pretty great. And I think Danny Green, especially if he's coming off the bench, that'll be what the Lakers need.
Right. And so let's get to the aforementioned starting five. It looks a little weird. There are some rumors about LeBron playing point guard, but this is how it shakes out as of right now. Point guard, Avery Bradley. Shooting guard, Kyle Kuzma. Small forward, LeBron. Power forward, Anthony Davis. And center, DeMarcus Cousins. That's your starting five for the Lakers. The Avery Bradley at point guard, I thought they would have went with Rondo, but this is apparently what it's projected as.
No, and I like that. And I think they'd probably put Avery Bradley over Rondo, because Rondo's not much of a scorer, and at least now with Avery Bradley out there, you have a threat at every position. So
that makes sense.
I don't know. Now that you think about it, I could see Rondo going out there just because he's not much of a scorer. He's a very good passer, and that would be one less person to give the ball to. But
right, you got to think one step ahead there.
I'm not a GM for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so do you want to talk some strengths and weaknesses? What do you think some of these strengths are going to be for this Lakers team?
The Lakers are going to score, and they'll be able to score at will. You got to think LeBron can really get in and score in the lane. He can step back and shoot. He can do whatever he wants to score. Now he's no KD. KD obviously can just score at will whenever he feels like it and just dominate anyone. But LeBron is still an amazing scorer. He's still an amazing passer. He's a great playmaker, and especially now when you have AD who can shoot, who can pretty much do everything LeBron is doing. That's a pretty deadly duo, and especially with their size. And then you get a little bit of shooting around them that could be a pretty potent offense.
Yeah, I think I would tend to agree with that. Here's what I think the weaknesses are. I think it's your bench. I mean, can guys like Rondo, KCP, Jared Dudley, can they come off the bench and give them quality minutes? Can you fill in the gaps when you don't have LeBron, AD, and Boogie out there on the floor? That's what I think is going to be the biggest challenge for the Lakers team. Even though they did make a lot of low-risk, low-money deals for some of these veteran bench guys, I don't think that's going to pay off, and I think you're going to see a significant drop-off when it comes to starters and the reserves. Let's get some season predictions in here. What do you think the Lakers will end up being in this 2019-2020 season?
It's a tough one, especially with the West having so many teams that have such good duos right now. I really think that the Clippers are going to surprise people. I know people are expecting them to be good, but I think the Clippers might be my pick to be the number one seed. I don't know yet. We'll see we'll see how everything shakes down, and once we get into the season, we'll get a better idea how chemistry works. But I think they're going to be a 3 to a 4, and I think the ceiling for them would be a 2 seed.
That's fair. I had them more of a middle of the pack, so kind of like a 4, maybe even a 5. I just think there's a lot more talented teams out there in the West, and I'm telling you, you can't count the Golden State Warriors out, no matter what pundits may say on ESPN. Don't listen to them. I think even without KD, even with Clay being hurt, I think you're going to see them surprise some people. So I think the Lakers are going to fall more of middle of the pack, but I have them making a deep playoff run.
Yeah, I agree. I do think the Warriors are going to be a fun team to watch. We'll get Steph back into being Steph.
Absolutely. So that just about wraps up our second NBA preview video, this one about the Los Angeles Lakers. We appreciate you guys watching us. Nick, tell the good people what they can do next.
All right, guys, make sure you like and subscribe. It really helps out. We're really trying to see what you all like, so comment down below what teams you want to see us do. If there's any other videos, any kind of topic, any sport, let us know, and we will do our best to accommodate. And follow us on Twitter and Instagram at AirMaxMedia.